Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am sorry I've been gone for about a week, but just been working on some things. So today's video, if you guys remember the first video I dropped this year with my actual face in it was the center mid cam build video. I think that was July maybe, or June, late June, early July. So this video is actually about how to play those positions. Before I even start, I'm not the authority on, how to play any position or anything like that. But I have been playing these positions for a decade now, so I've picked up on a couple of things on how to make you guys better players in these positions. So I came up with 7, little tips, very easy to learn, very straightforward, nothing complicated about anything I'm about to say. Anybody can learn this, whether you're an experienced player or you're a new player getting into the game. Just gotta put in the work. So let's get into it. Number 1, as a central midfielder / cam, you always gotta move 2 to 3 steps ahead of the play. So that means if your team has the ball, here and you're over here, you have to move before the ball even gets to you. You don't just sit in one spot and wait for the ball to, find its way to you. Because against better teams, they're gonna, if they know you're good or they just know you're the cam or whatever, they're gonna man mark you out of the game. They're gonna block the ball from getting to you. Oh, look at this FIFA update. This is cool. Sorry, I just started the game. That's number 1, right? Always move ahead of the play. If you can read the play before your opponents can, you're gonna do so much better than them. Trust me. Number 2, chase open space, but don't chase the ball. I think this is a concept that a lot of people don't understand, because whenever I play against other midfielders, like, they're always chasing the ball. Like they just chase the ball and they just vacate, where they're supposed to be, and they just crunch the field, right? So it makes it easier to mark them. It makes it easier to tackle them, intercept the passes, whatever. So if you move into open space wherever the opposition leaves space for you, you're gonna do so much. You're gonna have so much more time to receive the ball, and then when you get the ball, you're gonna have so much more time to do things with it if you just chase open space. Number 3, you gotta be reactionary, and this is a little tricky because you don't want to base your whole game off of what other people do. But a large part of playing center midfield or cam is you have to be able to react to what the defense gives you. So if the defense is pushing up, you are able to play more long balls, be able to play more through balls, over the top balls, whatever. If they're sitting back, this is where you got to play a little bit more 1-2s. You got to, engage your team, the rest of your team a little bit more. And this is especially difficult whenever you're playing with, what's it called? AI, right? If you're playing 4 players and most of your team is AI, you got to do a lot more, 1-2s with AI, pass the ball to AI, call it back, move your opposition around, right? What a lot of people do sometimes is when they're playing this game is they try to make what they think will work for the game, right? So you think, oh, I can just dribble this guy, or I can do this against this guy, and it'll work against anybody. No, every team is different. They have different setups, different formations. Some teams have better defenders. Some teams don't have as good defenders. So you just gotta watch every game. For the first 10-15 minutes in game, watch how they play, and then that's how you're gonna, win the game. So that's number 3. Number 4 is don't chase assists. Don't chase assists. Don't chase key passes. Don't force your stats to come to you, right? If you just play the game the right way, your stats will come naturally. And a perfect example of this is whenever you play drop-ins. I encourage people to play drop-ins just to test your patience, because I play drop-ins. I play drop-ins now for content, but also just to work on my game, right? If you can succeed in drop-ins with frustrating teammates, you can succeed when you play with actual good players, right? So just go to drop-ins. Don't even chase assists. Don't even chase anything. Just work on your position. Work on your tackling. Work on your ball control. Work on trapping the ball. All kinds of passes. Just work on your overall game, and then translate that to, playing with your boys or girls, and then playing competitive games as well. And that's gonna help you a lot. If you just play the game the right way, everything will come to you the right way. Like I said, it's not a difficult game to play. It's not a difficult position. It's the hardest position to play, but it's not difficult to learn how to play it. And then number 5, this right here. I think it's LT on Xbox, but L2 is the strongest button on this controller. Why? Because in possession, being able to use L2 to your advantage, you're able to hold the ball off any size defender. Doesn't matter how big they are, how strong they are. If you can hold L2 in right positions and right times, you're able to protect the ball from anybody, right? And what that does is, and especially one thing I like with L2 is whenever I have the ball and like I'm running towards the opposition's goal and someone's behind me, I just hold L2 and they automatically just bump off you, right? Because they can't tackle you, they can't do anything. So you just bump off you, creates that separation, and now you're just bearing in on goal without that extra guy behind you to worry about. And then when you're not in possession, pretend your team is, attacking you, looking for space, you're sprinting around, blah, blah, blah. If you're sprinting and you get the ball, you're not going to trap it. I know we've all done this thing where, like, the game, you get the ball and you take this heavy-ass touch. The only way to stop yourself from doing that is hold L2. Once the ball's coming to you or you see the ball's coming to you, hold L2. It helps you trap the ball a lot tighter, and then you're able to turn towards the opposition goal. So make use of L2, guys. It's one of the strongest buttons on your controller. Like, it can help you so much. 6, play to your strengths. Know what you're good at. If you're not someone that's good at like everything, like some players are very well-rounded. They can defend, they can, control the midfield, they can attack, they can do whatever, shoot, blah, blah, blah. If you're not someone like that, don't try to force that in your game, right? You can work on being a well-rounded player, complete player, whatever, but if you're not there yet, play to your strengths. So if you are really good at crossing, cross. If you're really good at through balls, through ball 1-2s, lob through balls, do lob through balls, shooting, take shots, right? Play to your strengths, because that's going to force the opposition to respect whatever you're doing on the field. And I think one of the ways to do that is you can emulate an actual real life player. So like me, I modeled my game after, when I first got into the FIFA realm, my favorite cam or attacking mid was Mesut Ozil. So I modeled my game after him. My player is left-footed. I never make him too fast. I just kind of make him like have incredible ball control, focus heavily on passing, and I use a lot of finesse shots, right? So that's kind of how his game is. He's kind of like a finesse player, keeps everything nice and neat and tidy. So that's kind of how I base my game off of him. So if you have a play that you like, that you want to base your game off, watch how they play and emulate them. And that goes to number 7. Watch actual football games, like top level games. The top 5 leagues: England, Spain, Italy, France, Germany. Watch how those players play and then translate that to the game, because the game is based off of real life players and real life, performance, right? Obviously there's some cheese in there, like 90-minute sweat goals, hits the crossbar 2 times, whatever, right? But generally it's based off real life football. So watch games, learn how to play, watch how top players play, and then translate that to the game. And I promise you guys, if you just work on your craft, like don't just play the game just to play the game, work on your craft, get better, and it's just more fun when you're better at the game. Like with everything's more fun when you're better at it. So get better at the game. If these tips, I think these tips will work for most people, because these are general like football, FIFA tips. But if you have maybe some differences or ideas that you think might work or won't work, like feel free to comment in the section below and let me know what you think or what you've done to become a good player or anything like that. But yeah, that's kind of the 7 tips I have to getting better at the center mid / cam position. If you can dominate in these positions, you're gonna be so useful to your team. It's also one of those positions that are really, really needed in competitive games. So if you want to get in the competitive realm, it's hard to find a good cam because it's the hardest position to play in competitive matches. So I hope that helps you guys. Feel free to like, share, comment on this video, and of course subscribe. We're pushing towards 100 subscribers. Thank you guys for that, and I will be back in a couple of days with a new video. Peace.